The Sports Scouting Report with Lee Burkeen, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez. Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. And the Bugman, we get them before they get you. Here's your host, Lee Burkeen.
Hi everybody, Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. Today's show is going to be Franklin High School. Franklin's a big-time program in the state that not a lot of people know of outside the area that they're in, like in Baton Rouge. I do with the history with Leonard Marshall, Clinton Burrell, a lot of the great players that have come out of that school and made a really great job. There's been tons of players come out of there for basketball. They won the state championship in basketball this year too. We're going to talk about that. And when we come back, we're going to have one of their top football players, a running back, we're going to introduce. And then we're going to talk to the head football coach on our show. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen with the Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're here at Central Catholic High School. They're allowing us to do some shows with some other schools in the area. Today's show's Franklin High School. Not Franklinton. That's in more towards St. Tammany. Franklin High School. And they are the Hornets here. And we got Tamajh Johnson, their running back linebacker. Tamajh, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
This is your first interview, I heard.
Yes, sir.
Man, look, I want to mention this because I talked to Coach on the phone, and we're going to interview him in a minute. And I saw some film on you last year and your team.
Yes, sir.
Y'all had some phenomenal athletes on the team last year.
Yeah, we got some dogs.
Y'all got some dogs. And then I saw that y'all won the basketball state championship. Yeah. Even though you're not on a basketball team, I know you're excited, right?
Yeah, I support them boys. It's like my brothers.
And a lot of those guys are your teammates in football, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about what it's like to play for your coach, Tremaine Johnson, who's a great guy, who's been, every time I talk to him, he's fired up and just full of life for the program.
Playing for, it's like, he's more than my coach. That's like a father figure. So, playing with him, he keep us going. He keep us going. Like, he's like everybody, a father figure to all of them.
Motivate and
yes, sir.
Keep y'all involved. Tamajh, you're a good-sized back, 6 foot. I mean, 200 come August, I would say. I know you wrote 195, and you can run. You got power, like Coach said. You got speed.
Yes, sir.
What is your vision and dreams after high school? Do you have dreams about college?
Yes, sir. I want to play either next level football so I could just make it to the NFL. That's my dream. I
love what you told me. I said, who do you like for colleges? And you said Texas Southern. I said, why? You said, I want to go out of state, but I also want to go to that school. HBCU. And I was like, what about Southern to Grambling? You're like, no, I want to go out of state. What is it about Texas Southern that you like so much?
I just like the city. It's just different, you know.
Houston.
Yes, sir. Texas is just different to me. I love Texas.
I like Houston too now. I don't want Southern and Grambling being mad at me, but so if the Jaguars come around Southern and offer you, would that change anything?
Kind of. It really don't matter. As long as I get a chance to go play next level football, just go with it.
You're one of the biggest sleepers in the state for the senior class, 225. I mean, 6 foot tall people, 200 pounds, power, speed, and you're a 3-2 student in the classroom. Man, you've always been a really good student like that? That's pretty impressive.
I had a rough time.
What do you like in out of English, math, science? What's your favorite?
Math.
Really?
Math.
That was my hardest, man. I'm bad at math.
My hardest is science.
Really?
I can't understand that.
But you good with algebra and geometry and all that?
Yes, sir.
You tutor anything? You ought to, huh? Coach was like, man, you ought to tutor some of your teammates, maybe. What do you like most about playing at Franklin? I mean, the history. People don't realize the history that comes out of the school. Leonard Marshall, James Brett from the way back.
I don't know.
I know this before you were born. But Coach knows this when I mentioned it. But Leonard Marshall is going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. pro football. Clint Morrell was a 10-year player with the Browns. These are guys in the 70s and 80s, and now y'all are starting to put players out again. What do you think about the history of Franklin?
We had a lot of dogs come from Franklin, you know. We just slept on a lot, but it's just more to come out there. Y'all just got to come watch us, you know.
Now, the MVP of the basketball state championship game plays football. You want to throw his name out?
Trishawn Mack.
He's the real deal too, right?
Dog.
And he's in your class, 225. Yes, I'm curious, you think y'all take some recruit visits together?
That's my brother. We're going to be together.
6'2", what, 185,
6'2",
190?
about 190.
Can play, man. Now, is he better in football or basketball, in your opinion?
It's hard. He a dog in both, so I don't know. Probably football.
It's not easy being MVP of the state championship game.
He better in football than me.
Were you at the game?
Yes, sir.
What did he do? Did he have some dunks in that game, or what made it? What do you remember about the state championship basketball game?
I don't know. I was just.
You were all into the.
I was all into it. I was barely watching the game.
Was it close?
It shouldn't have been.
Okay. So those spurts.
It shouldn't have been close. But Trishawn, he did some things that he stepped up as a player. So make sure them boys could win and go out as a senior to win the state championship.
Y'all pretty loud?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all had the whole student section at the game, probably?
Yes,
Man,
sir.
I wish I could have saw that game. That was, Coach was talking about it. Now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have a little bit more with Tamajh, and then we're going to have the head football coach from Franklin, Tremaine Johnson, join us. So we'll be right back.
Total Car Care, tire shop and automotive repair in Baton Rouge.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host, Sports Scout Report podcast. Franklin High School is our show today. I want to give some love for the program. I've always followed the program, and I know Tamajh, I put him on the spot. I mean, he wasn't even born when Leonard Marshall was playing, and Burrell and other guys. Now, Coach is going to know, but there's been several come out of the school. Greg Bowser was another one who, I don't know if you know this, but he does football college games. He's an announcer. He's a graduate of Franklin. Did you know that?
No, sir, I don't know.
So you got to Google Greg Bowser. He played D-line at LSU with Leonard Marshall. They had two D-linemen at LSU at the same time from Franklin High School.
I'm going to have to Google that.
That was incredible. So half of LSU's D-line at one time was from Franklin High School. So if anybody you want to promote on your team, and we mentioned your boy with the basketball team, but anybody else you want to talk about?
Jalen Jackson, class 25. Corey Thomas.
Is he 25 also?
Class 25. Deshaun Lightfoot, class 27. You got Jalen Anna, class 25.
Ina's daddy played at Franklin.
Yes, sir.
And he played at, was it Tulane? Miami Hurricanes, the U. But Coach said he's getting big too, huh?
Oh, yeah. He about 6'1".
Now you're a linebacker also. What do you like about linebacker?
The linebacker, you got to be the brains of the defense. You got to know everything.
You like to play inside or outside?
Both. I can play both.
Okay, look, the coaches love hearing that when you play both.
I play both. So as a linebacker, you got to know everything. You got to know the tendencies, all that. You got to read. You got to be the key of the defense. So you got to really study the huddle, all that.
Tamajh, I watched you on film. You can play. But, you know, football speed's overrated, right? But the field speed to me is what matters. How you run on the field in the uniform. Sir. I think 40 times overrated. But what can you run, though? I mean, if you're running the 40?
Probably like a 4.7.
Yeah, but on the field, you look 4.5. That's what matters to me. And I think that's what coaches ought to look at even more. I mean, I remember Darrell Williams. You might not know this name, but he played for John Ehret in LSU. Played for the Chiefs 5 years. 6 foot 220 in college. Now, he was your size in high school. He ran a 4.7, and LSU clocked him, and Frank Wilson's like, and did you know they offered him late and said, we're just going to take a chance? But he looked 4.5 all day long in college. But he ran a 4.7. So, but you're the same way. You're very deceptive and powerful, you know. Number 7, any ties to that jersey number for anything?
My brother.
Your brothers?
Yes, sir. It's just like a family thing.
Okay. I didn't realize that all these kids we're talking to that wear numbers, there's a meaning to it. What do you want to major in college? Do you know?
Health or business. I don't know. I haven't decided from health ed and business.
Okay. Well, look, if I'm a Texas Southern football coach watching today, I'm getting excited because you can play, man.
Yes, sir.
And you might have some bigger offers in the end. But I like a young man that knows where he wants to go. And look, don't eliminate Southern now and Grambling. Don't. They're in state. Good to meet you.
Same here.
All right, good luck to you. Tamajh Johnson, running back, linebacker, 6 foot, 200 pounds, one of the top sleepers, class of 225. We're going to be back and talk to the head football coach. And honestly, I didn't know this, but he was the head basketball coach for the state championship game. How many football head coaches are also the head basketball coach? Not a lot of them, but we're going to talk to Coach when we come back, Tremaine Johnson, the head basketball football coach. We'll be right back.
Supreme Chevrolet. Expect more from Supreme Automotive Group and Gonzalez.
Welcome back. We've got the show for Franklin High School. You talked to Tamajh. I mean, I did. I interviewed him. Great running back, linebacker. Coach loves him as a running back for college. I think he's D1. I know Coach thinks he's D1, but without waiting any longer, I want to introduce the head football coach of Franklin High School, Tremaine Johnson. Tremaine.
Nice to meet you,
man. On the phone every year. And look, kudos to start out. State champions, man, in basketball.
Yes, sir.
What's that feel like for you winning the state title in basketball?
I don't think it quite sit in just yet. I think it'll probably sit in more after our little celebratory parade. So, I mean, I was more excited for the guys as far as and the community than I was for myself. So, like I said, it'll probably set in maybe next week. So we'll see how that goes.
Tell everybody some of the teams you had to beat to get there, Coach, in the playoffs.
Man, it was a tough road. I mean, we knocked off 3-2-1.
Wow.
We were the 6th seed, knocked off 3-2-1, and now we're the state champs.
Would you consider the team a tall team or just an athletic team, in your opinion?
No, we don't. I don't know what's going on in Franklin as far as height, but we need some height in Franklin. But we more athletic.
I feel like not the tall team.
Nah.
Because you think of basketball, everybody thinks everybody's 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah,
That's not always the case.
Nah.
So you want a lot of 6 foot, 5'11", 6'1" guys.
Right. More of that type of guys.
How tall was your center?
My center was actually my MVP, Trayshawn Mack, 6'2".
That's your center.
That's my center.
And y'all went against 6'5", 6'6" centers.
Man, it ain't about the size of the dog.
It's the fight.
It's the fight.
It's the fight. That's right. And your MVP was your football player. You're the head football coach.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that kid? Since he didn't come with us today, but for recruiting, I mean, when you MVP of the state championship game in basketball, you're 6'2", 190, run 4.45 in the 40, plays receiver DB for you. What do you think of that kid's future since you coach both sports?
Kid's a humble beast. Humble. Like I said, you wouldn't even know the kids in the room. Great kid, hard worker. He just comes every day with his hard hat, and he's ready to work. Don't complain. There's never a day he miss. That's the type of kid that anybody will want to be a part of, be the face of their program.
I want to mention this. Franklin is a population right now. You said between probably 6,000 and 7,000 people.
Right.
And it's located by Utesh. You're 47 miles from Lafayette, 28 miles from Iberia, 22 miles from Morgan City, and you've been grinding. Every year I talk to you on the phone, Coach, you're always positive, and every year you've got a sleeper recruit here and there. I mean, what is it about? And that's why I wanted you to come on the show, because I don't think y'all get the exposure statewide that y'all deserve.
Right.
And the history's there. I mean, Leonard Marshall played there. Ernie Ladd, Hall of Famer in the NFL. Leonard Marshall's probably going to be one soon.
Right.
Clinton Burrell, Greg Bowser.
Right.
I mean, it's just been big name after big name.
It's kind of like what you said. It's kind of hard or easy to get lost between those Lafayette and the Morgan cities. Small community. We just trying to bring the history back and let these younger guys rewrite history, and it's coming back full circle. So we're starting to get the recognition and the notoriety that a lot of those young guys deserve. So it's a blessing to have those. Wallace
Francis played at Franklin, played for the Bills and Falcons. Warren Wells played for Detroit, Oakland Raiders. John Porche was a tri-flex trainer for UL Lafayette, UL Hall of Fame. I didn't know this, Coach. Did you know 3 movies were filmed in Franklin? All the King's Men?
No.
And Easy Rider in 1969?
No.
which is a classic. And then The Drowning Pool, I don't know about it, it's 1975, but 3 movies were filmed in Franklin. I didn't know that All the King's Men, that was a big movie in 2006, filmed in Franklin.
Hey.
Isn't that crazy?
History, man.
History. We're going to be right back with a little bit more with Coach Tremaine Johnson, Franklin High School. We'll be right back.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Welcome back. Lee Burkeen, your host, Sports Scouting Report podcast. We're here at Central Catholic filming, but our show is Franklin High School. They're allowing us to use their gym and let all the schools come in today and film some shows. We've got our coach, Tremaine Johnson, with us, head basketball coach at Franklin, head football coach. Coach, football, y'all have had some good seasons, and you haven't always had big rosters.
No.
And you've always gotten the most out of your roster. Like, I've seen you win with 30 kids, 25 kids, 20 kids, but now it seems like y'all have grown a little bit and y'all have added more players every year.
Yeah, I mean, the kids in Franklin, they're kind of a different breed of kid. Like Tamajh said earlier, he hear him refer back to that word dog.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has dogs at their school, but it all depends on what kind of drive that dog has. And some of those guys are poverty-stricken areas, low income, and they're looking a way to feed their family and get out. So that's kind of what we don't have many, but sometimes less is more. Well,
and then college coaches need to come out more. I mean, they need to get back out, and they need to look at film of every school, not just the same 100 schools every year. They need to look at all schools. I watch film of everybody. I enjoy it. I enjoy promoting the kids. But speaking of big names, we talk about your basketball star who's also football. But your Jay, is it Ina or Ina? Ina, whose dad coaches with you, who played at Miami. Mm-hmm. I mean, here's another future big-time player out of your program, going to be a senior next year, OD line. Right. Talk about Jay and how big he is, and what do you think of his ability? Jay
is his father's son. He's good pedigree, good kid, has a motor. He's one of those guys that you want to go down a dark alley with. Yeah. I mean, he's gonna bring it. He's gonna bring it every time. So it's excited to see the recruiting picking up for those guys, and seeing them finally receive the rewards of working hard. So we're excited to see what comes next with that.
And Jay's what, 6'2", 280, 290?
He's about 6'2", 270, 280, yeah.
Can move.
And he can move.
Like his daddy. He played at the U, Miami.
The U.
Getting back to your MVP, tell everybody the name of your MVP of the basketball championship game and your football star.
Trayshawn Mack. Trayshawn Mack. We call him Yaga.
Yaga, huh?
Yaga.
Sound like a Star Wars name or something.
The Boogeyman.
Like Jedi or something.
It's the Boogeyman.
Boogeyman, huh?
Yeah.
What about him in recruiting? I know you think the world of him.
Yeah, it's good to have his brother is a highly recruited kid, so he get to see it firsthand. His brother is a 3-star, and he was recruited heavily, and his brother brought him along a lot of the trips. So a lot of college coaches got a chance to see little brother
and then younger brother.
Yeah, so that was a good thing. I'm glad his brother was selfless enough to also think about his brother other than himself.
Coach, who do you want to thank for where you are today as a person? Anybody in your family you want to talk about?
Most definitely. First and foremost, God, and then my mother. Single parent. She did the best she can do, and she raised me with some values and morals. William Gray, a guy that stepped in, was a coach. He stepped in, and he's like a father figure to me. And of course, family, because I think a lot of people miss out and understand that family plays a huge role, especially in the success that I have.
Yeah.
And of course, my kids and my coaching staff.
Well, I was brought up single family. I was raised by my mom, so
Right.
I understand.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to disappoint your mom either.
No, never.
You know, they're going to be hard on you, but then again, you want to be successful and make them proud. And I know your mom's going to be proud of you right now, I'm sure, with not just as a good football coach, but man, you know, winning a state championship. And was your mom at the game?
Yeah, she was. She was. That was the.
Give her the hug right after the game.
Man, just to see the smile on her face, that I think that made my day even more. You know.
Special moment.
Because I could care less about Coach Q. It's more about Angela's son.
Right.
When they say that's Angela's son, that's what makes my
There's
day.
no place like family, you
Right.
know. But I appreciate you coming, Coach, and I'm glad we were able to do a show for Franklin.
Yes, sir.
When this airs, it'll just be for Franklin High School, and give the shout out and the love to the program. Besides just reading it in the paper one day, right?
Right.
And then we're going to preview Franklin High School. Make sure late July, I interviewed Coach. We're going to do the preview on the football team on our website, lafootballmagazine.com. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. We're going to take a picture with you at the end, but we'll see everyone really soon.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.